everybody, this is Chris at Reptiles. How you doing? As you can see in my title, we adopted some ferrets today. I already had two. I showed them in other videos. One of my daughter's friends could no longer care for them, and so we decided to take them in. I love ferrets. I wasn't planning on getting more, but they are super cute. This is Tofu, and this is Sushi. They're little chunky ferrets. They're super sweet. He's a little more hyper. He wants to get down. That's the way with Dot and Felix. Dot is a little bit lighter like this, and she is more laid back. Felix is a little bit darker and a little more wild. So if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. What that notification bell does for you is keep you in the loop of all my upcoming videos. Also, I do release videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And if you guys get anything from my videos that's useful, all I ask is that you guys hit the like button. It does help me out and gets my message out there. Usually I do reptile videos. I figured this is an animal channel. And I have shown other animals before, but mostly reptiles. But these guys are so darn cute. I had to show them off. So like any video that I make, I want to give you some pros and cons of ferrets. And if you guys are looking for a ferret, don't always have to go to Petco or something like that. People like these adopt them out. They get them and they realize they don't want them. So always look on Craigslist and things like that before you run down and get ferrets. These guys right here, they're only about 7 months old. They have a lot of life left in them, and they are cute. But let's talk about ferrets, the pros and cons, before you guys rush out and buy some. So you know that I'm an animal enthusiast and I can't watch any animal suffer. So I definitely had to bring them into our fold, into our collection of animals. Again, before you guys just rush out and do this, make sure that you have the resources to feed them, the resources to keep them, and also, you know, they do have a little smell to them. Any ferrets do. I'm going to show you later that you can actually maintain their smell to a point of just barely, but there is some smell. Like always, I'm going to make this an educational video and talk about some pros and cons. So let's get started on some pros. Ferrets are playful and curious. They love to play and they're very curious. So if you put anything new in their cage or you have anything new where they're playing, they have to figure it out. They're very nosy and they want to always check it out. I find that endearing and they're comical. I don't think any of my animals are more comical than the ferrets, and just watching them play actually brings my family lots of joy. So that's a big plus for me. Ferrets are very friendly and affectionate. They like to be with you. They also like to sleep, but when they want to play, they want to be around you and they want to be part of your life. Just like a dog or cat. They give you the same interaction as a cat or dog, but with way less responsibility than any dog that I've ever owned. They are friendly. They actually do well with family members. Now, I wouldn't say with little kids. I personally wouldn't recommend this for toddlers. I'd probably say you should be about 8 years old or older to own a ferret. It's not that they're gonna bite you. I've never had a ferret bite me before, besides playing, nibbling, but I could see a smaller kid actually hurting the ferret. And a ferret might bite if it felt threatened. But my kids, which are older, and anybody can come and grab them, and they're really great pets. And one thing this might surprise you, that ferrets are very intelligent. They can figure out puzzles real easy. Also, that can make them a problem because if you don't have a good lock on your cage, they can figure that out real quick. They are very smart and will solve puzzles. So one of those puzzles could be your lock on your cage. Another plus is that if you have dogs can be very loud and bark. Ferrets are not noisy. The only sound they make really is this. I can't make that sound, but they make a little playful sound and it's very quiet. Way quieter than a guinea pig. I don't know if you ever owned a guinea pig. Guinea pigs can scream. I mean, you won't even notice that they're there. Once in a while when they get excited or they get scared, they make this little noise, but you can barely even notice it. Ferrets are a big animal in a small package. What that means is they give you the same interaction as a dog or cat. So you can pull them out, play with them, run them around for a couple hours, because they don't need that much exercise. Honestly, they like to sleep about 17 hours a day, up to 17 hours a day. They're kind of lazy, but when you come home from work, you pull them out, play with them for an hour or two, and then you put them back in there. And so you get that interaction that you get from dogs and cats, but you don't have to deal with them all day long. Play with them for a couple hours, put them back in the cage, and wait till the next day. They can be litter box trained, very easy. Actually, we didn't have to even train them. You just put the litter box in the corner. If they ever go in the cage, you take some of their mess, put it in the litter box, and next thing you know, they're going in there. So they're super smart. They'd rather poop in the litter box than anywhere else. The only time they won't do that is if you actually don't clean that litter box out, which I recommend doing at least once or every other day, but I'd say once a day. But if the worst I'd go is 2 days. If it gets too bad of a smell, they won't go in there. So keep it clean and they'll go in that litter box. Again, this is kind of said this earlier, but this is a thing. They're easy to exercise. I don't know if you have a dog or not. Dogs you take for walks. Cats you don't have to exercise, they'll exercise themselves. But if you have a dog, ferrets, you pull them out of the cage. You can even put them in like a little pin, let them play around for a little while, then put it back in there. I'd say an hour a day, hour to two a day playtime, and they're set. So real easy requirements for playtime and exercise. Another plus about ferrets is that they have different personalities. Everyone has his own quirkiness. Dot, she's more laid back, more cuddly. Felix is way more feisty, likes to run around, harder to hold. He's not really the cuddly ferret. He likes to go and play, where you can actually hold Dot for about a half hour or so, but then she's like done and wants to go do something. But everyone has different quirks and personalities. Okay, before you guys rush out and buy one because it sounds amazing, let's go down to the cons here. Most ferrets don't like to be cuddled for a long time. Like I said, Dot can be held for a while, but after a while she wants to go. There is too much to do, too much to be explored. If you want an animal that's going to sit in your lap for a long time, ferret's not going to do that for you because they're going to want to play and explore. Since I've owned Dot, probably the most I've ever had in my lap is about 45 minutes, and she fell asleep in my arm, but usually she's all around. So if you want a cuddly animal, you might want to look elsewhere. Another con maybe is if you have other animals, they don't always play nice with other animals. They have really thick skin, and when they play with each other, a lot of people think they're actually fighting. They play rough. What that means is they drag, they roll, they bite. When they play with a cat or a dog, they can actually play too rough and make the dog mad or the cat mad. One time I wasn't paying attention, the ferret was dragging the cat across the room. I know that's not good, but that's how rough they are. Can definitely be too rough with other animals. So that could be a con for you. The other animals just ignore them and they go away from them. My little dog Tink, a little rat terrier, she loves to play with them. She plays with them all, even got the new ones. She was already playing with them and they're having fun. But terriers are pretty tough little dogs. If you have a dog that's not so tough, it might not be able to play back. They can be smelly. This is the biggest con for most people. They do have a smell, and you can maintain a lot of the smell by cleaning out that litter box at least once a day or every other day. I wouldn't go any further than 2 days. I would recommend every day, but to each his own. Also, don't forget to wash their toys and their bedding once a week. I'd probably recommend 2 times a week, but at least once a week. It does help keep that smell down. How we get around this is we always have 2 sets of bedding and 2 sets of toys. One reason it actually kind of helps them with their problem solving. They like new toys. They like to have new adventures. So if you change them out every so often, they kind of like to go check it out. But also it helps you from keeping their smell down and keeping their playpen clean. And also a big thing is what you feed them. If you give them a higher quality of food, the less smell you're gonna have. And when we brought these 2 home, I could definitely tell a smell difference than my original 2 ferrets because of what I fed them. They fed them a KT brand. I'm not knocking on KT, but it is a cheaper grade of food, and if you feed them that high quality food, it actually changes their smell over time. It won't happen overnight, but I can definitely tell a smell after about a month or two of the higher grade food. That smell does diminish immensely. But there is always that little musky smell, no matter what. The smell can definitely be diminished if done properly. After that, let's go to their dietary requirements. It can be kind of expensive and hard to find. I personally use Ysong. I can't find it at Petco. I can't find it at PetSmart. No pet store in town that I've seen actually has it, so I have to buy it on Amazon or Chewy. So that can be an issue. What I always do is have to keep it ordered in advance so I don't run out, because if I do run out, it can take 2 days, especially right now with the COVID going on. A lot of shipments take longer. If you go to their website, Amazon and also Chewy say that it's going to take probably about 4 to 5 days for your stuff now. Also, it is not cheap. It costs about $25 a bag for 5 pounds. If you have 1 ferret or 2 ferrets, that might last a little while, but it doesn't last forever. So it is kind of expensive compared to, like, say, dog food. 5 pounds of ferret food compared to 5 pounds of dog food is not an equal comparison. Obviously, they're gonna go through a lot less food because of their size. Another choice is you actually can feed them raw foods. So chicken, ground lamb, ground beef. People also do turkey. My ferrets so far have never eaten it. I've tried lots of things. The only thing I've ever got them to eat was actually eggs, and only nibble at that. I guess some take to this and it's actually healthier for them, but unfortunately my ferrets have never eaten raw and will not do it. This can definitely be a con for a lot of people, is that they prefer to have a companion. So it's always better to at least have 2. I'm not saying you can't have just 1, but if you have 1, you're gonna spend more time with it. If you have 2, they do a lot better. 2 or more. Most people I know that own ferrets have anywhere from 2 to 4 ferrets. It seems to be the common number. They do better in a colony than they do by themselves. And actually, if they're in a colony, you don't have to play with them as much. If you just have 1, I'd recommend playing with them at least 2 to 3 hours a day. If you have more than 1, 1 to 2 hours will work just fine. So having more ferrets is better, but then again, you have more responsibility and you have to buy more. So that's another con. But if me personally, I would at least buy 2 if I was going to get a ferret. And this is Tofu. One thing about Tofu, I guess, according to the vet, she is deaf. It doesn't seem to hurt her at all. We wouldn't even notice it. The vet didn't say that she was deaf. So there's a lot of animals that have issues, but still make great pets. And her deafness doesn't seem to slow her down at all. Anyways, guys, I know that I'm a reptile guy, but I am also an animal guy. It does say Xenor's Animal Adventures, and every so often I do throw other animals in here. So guys, if you guys are looking for a pet, obviously this will not work for if I want a ball python to match with my collection. I just can't go look on Craigslist and hope it'll work out. Usually I have to look on Morph Market and find the correct snake that's going to work for my projects. If you're just looking for a pet, like a pet boa, a pet ferret, a new dog, a new cat, even tortoises and iguanas, there is lots of places online or Craigslist. People are always giving them out for adoption. These guys deserve a second chance, so bring them in to be a part of your family. They'll bring lots of joy and happiness, and they'll be happy too because they found a new home. Anyways, guys, it would be awesome if you guys would check out some of the other videos right here. Also hit that subscribe button, it really helps me out. Tofu and Sushi say, have a great day. See you next time. Love ya. Stay safe, stay positive. Bye.